My friends, thank you so very much for watching this video. We are winning the war to save pop culture from the cultural vandals that assail it, but we need your help. Please subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bell, and from time to time check to make sure you haven't been unsubscribed by YouTube without your knowledge. It happens to random subscribers every day. I also started listing links to all my videos and live streams for free over at patreon.com/doomcock, and you do not have to be a member to view them. They're visible to the public for free. Thanks also to all of you who liked our videos and sent us a tip by clicking the super thanks button, and as always I promise to answer each and every super thanks I receive. Thanks for watching everyone, and now on to the video. My friends, the woke virus still rages in Hollywood, but people there are finally building up a resistance to it and are now speaking out against it, sounding the alarm about the awful things happening behind the scenes in Hollywood. Several weeks ago, I brought you folks an interview with a Hollywood writer who happens to be a straight white male. And this writer told a chilling account of how these creepy, nasty, purple-haired, nose-ringed 20-something freaks have descended on Hollywood like rabid locusts, ravaging everything in their paths and using DEI, or DIE as I call it, as an excuse to discriminate against writers of pale color in the most obnoxious and hateful ways possible. Well, now my friends, now I bring you yet another interview from behind the magic curtain, this time with an actor who is speaking out about how bad this woke garbage has gotten behind the scenes, and this is an interview you must hear. Those of us fighting this war to save pop culture sometimes forget that we have numerous allies undercover in Hollywood, folks whose livelihoods are threatened every day, folks who dare not speak out, but follow and support us nevertheless behind the scenes, good people who leak the kinds of rumors and news stories reported on this very channel. My friends, we are winning this war, never doubt that, but a great deal of damage is being done, as this actor will attest.
Is this an actor that we would recognize, Doomcock? Or is this a working actor who wouldn't really be recognized by the public?
This is definitely an actor who is well known, Harvey Cthulhu. For that reason, some parts of this interview were deleted or rewritten in order to protect the source, but yeah, people would definitely be able to pick out this actor if not for the actions we've taken to obscure their identity. A few days ago, I received a communication from my Hollywood spies with the entire text of this interview. As my Hollywood spies told me, quote, "We know how this person got our information and who gave it to them, so let's get started," unquote. My spies opened the interview by saying, quote, "Greetings, it's a pleasure to meet you. So in your own words, tell us why you've chosen to talk to us," unquote. The actor replied, "Well, to be honest, I personally feel that DVD may be someone I can trust, and I feel I can trust you, gentlemen. You see, I've watched DVD's video on the writer's point of view and was very impressed, and I thought that DVD needs an actor's evaluation. Let me start by saying these activists, as the writer put it, is an understatement. They are far worse than activists. I'm unsure how they communicate, but they absolutely do. I know it used to be Twitter, but now only they know. This is how it seems everything these activists do is the same, because they bounce around ideas and scripts." My spies asked, "You know this for a fact?" And the actor replied, "Without a doubt. In fact, this is how so much stuff is leaked on the internet. They basically get paid to leak stuff, and I'm not necessarily talking money, but favors and other things. There's a rumor that they have a group that handles all of this. These activists call this group the Broker. I absolutely know this to be true. I've personally heard this name before from people with this mindset. These activists have the industry scared out of their minds because they know a hell of a lot of secrets and could destroy a lot of careers, lives, etc., and they have no issue distorting the truth to make their story worse, and these people know even if the truth eventually gets exposed, no one will care because the damage is done. And I completely agree that if something is not done fast, this industry will be up shit creek without a paddle or a boat. in about 5 years, unquote.
How delightfully evil. This is, in a sense, an organized woke mafia, using information as intimidation. They gather embarrassing blackmail on people to keep them in line, leak embarrassing stories to intimidate, and they're not above exaggerating or even outright lying to bring enemies of wokeness down. I feel jealous at how evil these woke wankers are. I really am.
They are scumbags, oh skull of Calderon, there's no doubt about it. They're evil rivals, even your own. And all of this explains a lot about what we've seen on our screens in the last several years. There is an organization or individual coordinating this behind the scenes, codenamed The Broker.
I guess the woker has gone broker.
Indeed, Harvey Cthulhu, though it's difficult to laugh at such disgusting and distressing information, but still, we do try to keep on the lighter side of things on this channel. At this point in the interview, my spies asked the actor, would you mind sharing your thoughts on the phrase, we're making this for a modern audience? That's the excuse they always use. We're making this for a modern audience. What do you have to say about that? The actor replied, quote, it's bullshit. A cover for these activists to make what they want. I guess I do disagree with the writer's POV about not wanting old writers. If I remember correctly, DVD said it was to get rid of them, and while that's true, it's far more sinister, maybe? Not sure how to describe to really get the point across. I guess a better way to describe it would be, these activists aren't making these movies and shows for any audience but themselves. My spies replied, just a sec. We always thought these people were making stuff for each other, but what you're saying is this crap is for them from a personal standpoint? The actor answered, quote, and the movie or show is just a bunch of self-inserts and the checkboxes exist, so all the activists don't feel left out, unquote. This reply really blew the minds of my Hollywood spies who replied, holy shit, that makes so much sense. Why in the hell hasn't anyone figured this out before? The actor replied, oh, I'm not done yet. It gets worse. I'm sure you're familiar with the sayings representation, inclusion, diversity, and let's not forget being seen. Allow me to break that down in their terms. Representation, themselves being represented on screen. Inclusion, making sure everyone in their group is included on screen. Diversity, a shield to hide behind if and when they don't get their way and if it flops. As far as being seen, to make it as simple and clear as I can, these people are living vicariously through the DIE on screen because these activists see themselves, unquote.
What the actual fuck is he talking about, dude?
To answer Harvey Cthulhu, I will quote Steely Dan's song, Showbiz Kids, and say, quote, show business kids making movies of themselves, you know they don't give a fuck about anybody else, unquote. In short, a lot of this isn't even social engineering on the part of these so-called activists. It's all just about putting themselves personally on the screen. They're sick, twisted little narcissists, and what we're watching, in a sense, is their own home movies starring they/them. Now, I think the social engineering and brainwashing aspect of this is real, but that higher level malevolence is coming from the corporate bosses that empower these weirdos and put them in their positions, but on the day-to-day level. Freaks like that weirdo 20-something head writer I documented discriminating against straight male writers are just in love with themselves and are putting themselves and their weirdo friends on screen out of sheer narcissism. My spies at this point replied, quote, this makes sense, and it explains why these people don't want anyone with any knowledge of the source material, unquote. The actor replied, quote, oh man, you have no idea how much these activists hate people with any amount of knowledge to the source material. I mean, canon is a trigger word for them. I mean, if you push back on a certain thing and tell them it's not canon or heaven forbid lore, I've personally seen these types of people have a mental breakdown. I've seen actors that prepared for a role really well get reduced to tears because it's not their vision, and I mean the director/activist vision, unquote. My spies had one more question. Do you believe that after all of this there will be anything left of Hollywood? The actor replied, oh yeah, I believe there will be a lot of changes, but there's way too much money in this for it to die. What will it look like? That is the million-dollar question. My spies concluded saying, before closing, we thank you for your time, and if any other people want to speak out, we are always here. So there you have it, my friends. From behind the rainbow curtain in Hollywood comes yet another leaked update. To win this war or to save pop culture, we must understand what's really happening, and I think this interview goes a long way towards providing that illumination. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
Ha 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 ha.